This one, guys, is a triumph of textures. Crispy, fluffy, light. Oh, and did I mention bacon? Yep. This is my version of Egg Foo Young. Egg Foo Young, one of my most requested recipes actually. You guys have been asking for this one for ages. So here it is. Ostensibly, it is simply a Chinese style omelette, and the restaurant version usually has a beautiful little sort of salty gravy with it. There's a couple of little tricks though to get like exactly the right texture with the egg and the sauce. So let's get going on the sauce. First of all, very simple sauce here. We're gonna start off with some oyster sauce, some soy sauce, some chicken stock, and then here's an optional. I like to make this one like a little bit special when I make it at home, so I use some Chinese cooking wine, which kind of adds a floral, kind of special fragrance and aroma, but you could totally leave it out or just like add a little bit of apple juice for, you know, some interest. Now I just want to let that kind of bubble away a little, and then I'm going to thicken this up with some corn flour I've just mixed with a little bit of water. And once I can see that's beautifully kind of glossy and lush, I'm going to turn the heat off and drizzle in my sesame oil. Always I like to drizzle the sesame oil off the heat at the end. That way you're keeping the really intense sesame flavor, which you can lose if you heat it too much. And that, guys, is our sauce done. So let's get started on the eggs. Now I want a few eggs here. And now the trick here is that we want to end up with an omelette that's, you know, kind of juicy and silky, if that makes sense, rather than an omelette that's too dry. So to kind of help us with that, I've got a couple of tricks here. So we want to add in a little bit of corn flour. That's going to kind of stabilize everything and make sure we don't, you know, dry out too much. And then also a little dash of oil as well. And then you want to season some salt and some pepper, and then just give that a really good whisk. So now we're ready to get on with our omelette. Now there are so many different ways that you can take this. The great thing about this recipe is use up leftovers. So leftover prawns, leftover minced pork, minced chicken, sliced chicken, you know, whatever you've got. I happen to have bacon in my fridge, which I always have bacon in my fridge. So I'm gonna do bacon, and I wanna get my bacon kind of sizzling first. It's not a very traditional Egg Foo Young kind of ingredient, but you know, whatever. Bacon makes everything better, I think. Get it into a nice hot pan. Now I'm going to add my garlic in here too. Now technically in a lot of Chinese restaurants, Egg Foo Young can be deep fried. So we're going to go like somewhere in the middle, because for me an Asian style or a Chinese style or a Thai style omelette even always has that really lovely puffy crispiness, and you need oil to get that. So you want a fair amount of oil in here. Now I'm going to pour that egg in, and now we wait for those beautiful crispy fluffy edges. And before that egg's set through the middle, I'm going to sprinkle in my spring onions. And now I like to kind of fold and flip here so I get nice big puffy bits of egg omelette at the end. So just kind of get in here and flip. Look at that, so fluffy. And what I want to try and do now is flip the whole thing over again. So let's get in here. It might be a bit messy, but let's go. Perfect, look at that. I just love that kind of fluffy golden sunshine color. And now let's get this out onto a plate. Now, you don't have to get the whole thing out at once. You know, I quite like sort of little chunks of the omelette, so I'm just gonna cut through here. And now comes that lush bucket sauce. Lots of sauce, love lots of sauce. And a little sprinkling of some extra spring onion. And that, my friends, is my version of Egg Foo Young. Bacon and eggs. Does it get any better than this? I don't know. Let's try it and let's see. You know, sometimes it's just the really simple dishes that make me ridiculously happy. I mean, that egg is so fluffy and light, and the bacon is bacon, which is amazing. And that sauce, like the whole thing, it just, you know, it's just a very, very happy dish. Heaven, just heaven.